In the quiet dawn of ancient days, before kingdoms were built and before man learned to name the stars, there lived a man who walked not only with men, but with God himself. His name was Enoch, a man chosen not by might, not by lineage, but by purity of heart and clarity of spirit. The scriptures say he walked with God and was no more. But what does that truly mean? Where did he go? And what did he see in those realms beyond the skies, those 10 heavens that few souls have ever glimpsed? This is not just a tale of visions and mysteries, it is a story of awakening, a journey through the divine layers of existence, revealing not only what awaits beyond, but what lives within every human soul today. Enoch's world was chaotic. The earth had begun to lose its innocence. Men had grown proud. They had begun to worship the works of their own hands. Violence, greed, and the hunger for power had replaced the quiet reverence for the Creator. And yet, amid this darkness, there was Enoch, a man who did not seek the noise of the crowd, but the whisper of the heavens. He walked away from cities, away from idols, away from confusion, and into silence. It was in that silence that heaven called him. A voice, soft yet commanding, broke through the veil of time. "Enoch, son of Jared, rise, for I have seen your faithfulness. Prepare, for the heavens shall open before you." And the wind grew still. The light shifted. The veil between earth and eternity began to tremble. Enoch was not taken by death. He was taken by purpose. He was lifted not to escape the world, but to understand it from above. He would see 10 heavens, each one higher, purer, and more radiant than the last, each revealing truths that humanity had long forgotten. The first heaven, where the winds are born, where the guardians of clouds dwell, controlling rain, snow, and lightning. The second heaven, where fallen angels cry out, trapped between light and darkness, longing for mercy that will never come. The third, where the righteous rest before judgment, and where the seeds of paradise grow. But before Enoch could ascend, he had to die to his old self. He had to surrender every earthly attachment, every memory, every fear, every dream. Only then could his soul rise above the weight of the world. That is the hidden message of Enoch's journey. To ascend the heavens is not to escape the earth, but to transcend it. To die before you die and discover what truly lives within you. As he ascended, he saw angels of light moving like rivers of fire. He heard harmonies that no ear on earth had ever perceived. He saw patterns of creation, how every soul is a spark of divine intention. One of the guiding angels spoke to him. "Look below, Enoch. The earth is but a shadow of heaven. Every man walks through illusions, thinking they live. Yet only those who awaken see the truth." And Enoch wept, not because he feared, but because he finally understood that heaven was not somewhere above. It was a reflection of purity within. The higher he rose, the lighter he became. He saw the order of the cosmos, the balance between mercy and justice, creation and destruction. And in that balance, he saw the secret of life, that everything, even pain, serves the unfolding of divine purpose. It was in this revelation that Enoch began to see himself not as a man, but as a messenger, chosen not to rule, but to reveal, not to command, but to remind. His mission was not to terrify, but to awaken, to show that heaven is structured, that every soul ascends through its own 10 heavens of growth, from ignorance to wisdom, from desire to surrender, from darkness to light. When Enoch finally reached the threshold of the first heaven, he felt his body melt into radiance. He no longer saw through human eyes, he saw through consciousness itself. He saw vast fields of light, moving in circular motion, surrounding the earth. He saw beings made of energy, keeping balance between the forces of day and night. He realized that even the weather, the storms, the seasons, the rain, all obeyed divine intelligence. The angel told him, "Nothing on earth happens by chance. Every drop of rain, every breath of wind, every tear that falls, all are written in the code of heaven. And Enoch whispered, "Then who writes it?" The angel smiled. "The word of the Most High, the one you call I Am." As he gazed upon the majesty of the first heaven, Enoch understood that creation was not random chaos, but a living design, a sacred rhythm, where even what seems broken serves the harmony of the whole. This realization humbled him. He bowed his soul before the Creator, saying, "I am but a spark within your fire." And from the depths of light came a voice, not outside, but within, "Rise, Enoch, for your journey has just begun. You will see what no mortal eye has seen. You will understand why heaven weeps for earth." The sound shook him to his core, and with that command, he was lifted higher. As Enoch was lifted beyond the first heaven, he felt the light around him dim, not into darkness, but into a sorrowful twilight. The air was heavier here. The songs of the angels grew quiet, and the brilliance of creation faded into a haunting silence. He had entered the second heaven, the realm of exile, the prison of those who once stood in glory but fell through pride and rebellion. The angel who guided him, radiant and calm, spoke softly, "Look, Enoch, behold those who once shined among us." Enoch gazed into the vast expanse. He saw great beings chained in light, not the fire that burns flesh, but the flame that burns the soul with regret. Their eyes glowed with memory. Their wings, once white, were now dimmed by shame. "Who are they?" Enoch asked. The angel replied, "They are the Watchers, those who once descended to earth to guide mankind in wisdom and justice, but were seduced by the beauty of mortals. They broke the sacred law of heaven. They took wives from among men, taught forbidden knowledge, and birthed the giants that corrupted the earth." Enoch's heart trembled. He saw their agony, not from physical chains, but from the unbearable weight of their own guilt. The angel continued, "They were meant to watch, not touch, to teach, not rule. But desire made them forget who they were. Now they await judgment, a timeless silence before the final dawn." And Enoch understood something profound, that even in heaven freedom is sacred, but choice carries eternal consequence. He looked upon them again and said, "Can they be forgiven?" The angel sighed, a sound like wind over ancient waters. "Mercy belongs to the Most High alone, but their fall is a lesson that no one, not even the angels, can defy divine order and remain whole." As Enoch walked, or rather floated, through this vast prison of light, he saw souls that flickered like broken stars. Each one told a story of pride, temptation, and the slow decay of purity. And then he heard something, a low, echoing chant. It was the sound of repentance. The fallen angels were not silent. They sang prayers, not for release, but for remembrance, that God might not erase them entirely from the book of life. Their song pierced Enoch's spirit. It was the sound of beings who once knew eternal joy, now chained by the memory of their disobedience. The angel said, "Remember this, Enoch. When men fall, they cry for mercy, and heaven listens. But when angels fall, the universe mourns." And Enoch whispered, "Why was I allowed to see this?" "Because," said the angel, "you are a mirror to mankind. What you see here is what men become when they forget their divine purpose, when they seek power, when they follow desire over wisdom, when they abandon reverence for the Creator, they fall into their own second heaven." These words echoed deep within him. He realized the message was not just for the heavens, but for the hearts of men. The second heaven was not a distant prison. It was a reflection of what happens in the human soul when light is replaced by pride and truth by self-worship. And then, as if hearing his thoughts, the angel spoke again. "Yes, Enoch, the heavens above mirror the heavens within. When you cleanse the heart, you rise. When you defile it, you fall. The journey to God is not a flight through space, It is a transformation of the soul. As Enoch listened, the atmosphere began to shift again. The twilight softened, the songs of lament faded, and he felt a new vibration, a sense of peace, of restoration. The angel said, "Your heart has endured sorrow. Now prepare for wonder. The next heaven holds beauty beyond imagination, the place of reward, the garden of the righteous." And once again, Enoch was lifted upward. He passed through a veil of radiant mist, and the air changed, filled with fragrance, with warmth, with the whisper of eternal peace. As the light of sorrow faded behind him, Enoch entered a realm unlike any he had ever seen. He could feel life itself pulsing through the air, a living, breathing harmony that sang without words. This was the third heaven, the place of beauty, purity, and rest. A garden not made of earth and dust, but of spirit and radiance. The angel guiding him whispered, "Welcome, Enoch, to the garden of the righteous, the place prepared for those who have walked in truth, those who have kept faith when the world forgot it." Enoch looked around, and what he saw defied all understanding. He saw trees whose leaves shone like emerald glass, and rivers of living light flowing between them. He saw fruits that glowed softly, their fragrance filling his soul with peace so deep it silenced every earthly memory. Everywhere he turned, creation worshipped without sound. The grass shimmered in rhythm with unseen music. The air itself hummed with divine joy. And in the distance, Enoch saw figures, souls of the righteous, clothed in garments of white flame, their faces calm, their eyes bright with eternal serenity. He asked the angel, "Who are these beings of light?" The angel smiled gently. "These are the souls of the righteous who pleased God before the coming of the great judgment. Here they rest in peace, awaiting the day when the world will be renewed." Enoch approached one of them. The soul turned toward him, radiant yet humble. There was no trace of sorrow, no memory of pain, only love, pure and limitless. And the soul spoke softly, "Blessed are those who walk in truth, for their journey ends not in death, but in awakening." As Enoch listened, he understood something profound. He realized that heaven was not merely a reward, it was a reflection of the heart that loved truth. The angel explained, "Every man creates his heaven or his hell within. Those who walk in love and purity build this paradise in their souls, and when they leave the earth, they simply awaken into what they have already become." Enoch was silent. He looked upon the garden again, the rivers, the light, the souls of peace, and he realized that this was what humanity had lost since Eden. This was the original harmony, the true connection between man and the divine. Then suddenly Enoch saw another side of the third heaven, a shadowed valley beyond the brightness. The light dimmed there, and a sorrowful wind moved through it. He asked, "What is that place?" The angel's face grew solemn. "That is the place prepared for the wicked, those who rejected light even when it was offered to them. It lies beneath the paradise, separated by the river of divine fire." Enoch looked closer, and he saw souls crying in regret, not because they were being punished, but because they had finally understood what they had rejected. He saw that their suffering was not external torment. It was the pain of truth, the weight of realizing how close they had been to heaven, and how their own choices had cast them away. Enoch turned to the angel with tears in his eyes. "Is there no hope for them?" The angel replied, "Hope never dies, Enoch, but not all souls reach for it. The gates of mercy are always open, but few have the courage to walk through them. Even in the afterlife, some souls choose to remain bound to what they loved on earth, their pride, their hatred, their illusions." The words struck Enoch deeply. He understood that every choice made in life echoes through eternity, that heaven is not far away. It is simply the highest reflection of one's inner truth. Then the angel said, Look, Enoch, this is why man must remember who he truly is. He is not flesh trying to reach heaven. He is spirit learning to remember it. And with that, the garden began to glow brighter. The air shimmered like crystal waves, and a voice, ancient, powerful, and gentle, spoke from within the light. Enoch, son of Jared, you have seen my paradise, the home of those who walk with me in truth. Tell the children of earth that righteousness is not a path, it is a state of being. Let them know that heaven begins where love conquers fear. As the voice faded, the garden trembled softly, and the angel lifted Enoch once again. Come, faithful one. There are more realms beyond this. You have seen peace. Now you will witness the workings of divine power. The air began to change once more. The fragrance of the garden faded into a golden light. He felt the vibration of creation itself, the pulse of the universe. Enoch was rising into the fourth heaven, the realm of celestial forces where the mysteries of time, stars, and destiny dwell. And as he ascended, he heard the distant echo of that same voice whispering within him. Every soul is on its way home, but only those who listen rise. As Enoch ascended beyond the serene gardens of the third heaven, the air around him began to hum with energy, a rhythm older than the earth itself, a pulse that seemed to mark the heartbeat of creation. He had reached the fourth heaven, the chamber where the sun and the moon are guided, where the stars dance to the music of divine law, and where time itself is kept in perfect balance. The angel guiding him spoke, "Behold, Enoch, this is the realm where the Creator orders the cycles of light and shadow, where day and night are woven, where the pulse of life on earth is orchestrated." Enoch looked in awe. He saw a vast chamber, infinite in reach, where immense orbs of fire and silver spun gracefully. The sun, radiant and alive, poured warmth into the cosmos. The moon reflected that light, shaping tides, emotions, and rhythm. Between them, stars traced their courses like threads in an endless tapestry, each movement precise, deliberate, and alive with intention. The angel continued, "Every movement you see here governs life below. Nothing on earth is random. Every season, every harvest, every shadow of night is written and executed by the design of heaven." Enoch observed further and noticed something more astonishing. Small beings, like sparks of fire, moving tirelessly along the cosmic machinery. They adjusted, balanced, and maintained the flow of light and energy. "Who are they?" Enoch asked. "The ministers of time," replied the angel. "They are neither angels nor mortal. They are the agents of order, ensuring that the cycle of creation flows without pause or error." Enoch marveled at the precision, how the universe moved in harmony, each celestial body fulfilling its purpose, every second of time aligned with divine will. The angel spoke again, his voice calm yet powerful. "See this, Enoch. Man lives thinking time is his own. He measures it with clocks, calendars, and years, yet he cannot grasp the eternity that moves him. All that man calls chance, the sunrise, the storms, the ebb of tides, is the invisible hand of heaven guiding life with perfect balance." Enoch's mind expanded. He began to perceive the interconnections between all things. The harmony of the planets, the rhythm of seasons, the pulse of life in every living creature. He realized that time was not just a measure of moments. It was a reflection of divine order, a mirror of the Creator's eternal mind. Then he noticed shadows moving across the chamber. These were not darkness, but disturbances, imbalances caused by the choices of men on earth. The angel explained, "Every act of greed, hatred, or destruction creates ripples that reach even here. Time itself bears witness to the deeds of souls. But do not despair, Enoch. Each soul has the power to restore balance through righteousness." Enoch was silent. He understood something profound, that human actions are threads in a cosmic tapestry, weaving light or shadow into the eternal pattern. The angel then revealed the most extraordinary vision of all. "Look closely, Enoch. Beyond the sun and moon, beyond the stars and planets, is the hidden design, the divine clockwork of destiny. Each soul, each life, each choice is inscribed here. Nothing is lost, nothing is wasted. Every pain, every joy, every lesson is preserved." Enoch's heart trembled. He saw the faces of men, of nations, of civilizations, all moving along their destined paths, yet all free to choose how they respond to the guidance of heaven. "And if they choose wrongly?" he asked. The angel's voice was soft, yet full of authority. "Then the cycle of mercy continues. Heaven is patient, and the opportunity for awakening never ends. But the sooner the soul remembers its purpose, the lighter its journey becomes." Enoch felt a wave of understanding wash over him. He realized that heaven was not only a realm above, but also a reflection of the order within each soul. To align with the divine is to synchronize with the rhythm of creation itself. To reject it is to create chaos in one's own life, which echoes through the unseen worlds. And then the angel said, "Enoch, you have witnessed the machinery of time. Remember it, for you will return to earth with knowledge that few have ever held. Teach men that to live fully, they must honor the rhythm of life, their actions, their choices, their intentions. All are threads in the great tapestry of eternity." As Enoch prepared to ascend further, he looked back at the glowing sun, the reflecting moon, and the dancing stars. He understood that life was not a random journey, it was a guided path, a sacred flow, where every step of man resonates in the heavens above. And with that realization, he was lifted toward the fifth heaven, where the mysteries of divine judgment and cosmic authority awaited him. As Enoch rose beyond the radiant order of the fourth heaven, he entered a realm where light and authority blended in solemn harmony. This was the fifth heaven, where justice reigns supreme, where the destinies of men and angels are weighed, and where the divine balance of mercy and judgment is maintained. The angel guiding him spoke, "Behold, Enoch, this is the chamber of thrones, where the Most High presides, where the actions of all creation are measured, and where the watchers observe and record the deeds of men." Enoch looked around in awe. He saw immense thrones made of light, each carved from eternal brilliance, hovering above endless clouds. On these thrones sat beings of authority, angels whose presence radiated both love and awe. "Who are they?" Enoch asked, his voice trembling. "These are the archangels," replied the guide. "They are the stewards of divine judgment. They witness the choices of men, the paths of nations, and the balance between justice and mercy." Below the thrones, the watchers moved silently. Their task was precise and solemn, to record every action, to measure every intention, and to remind creation that nothing escapes the eye of God. Enoch observed the watchers closely. Some recorded acts of kindness, a man giving bread to the hungry, a child learning truth, a soul choosing love over hate. Others recorded acts of pride, deceit, and cruelty, every choice leaving an imprint, every intention shaping the eternal scales of judgment. The angel explained, "See, Enoch, every action matters. Every thought leaves a mark. Even the smallest gesture of virtue or vice affects the balance of the cosmos." Enoch's heart shivered. He realized that the justice of heaven is not punishment, but reflection, the echo of one's choices in eternity. "And the fallen angels," Enoch asked, "do they stand before the thrones?" The angel's expression was solemn. "Yes, they await judgment here. Their rebellion, their defiance, their seduction of mankind, all are weighed. Yet mercy is eternal. Even the gravest transgressions are not beyond redemption, if the heart truly repents." As he walked further, Enoch noticed a golden scale suspended in midair. One side was heavy with darkness, the other radiant with light. "What is this?" he asked. "The balance of all creation," said the angel. It is here that the weight of every soul's life is measured, not in perfection, but in truth, not in power, but in intention. Every act of love lifts the scale toward light. Every act of pride or harm pulls it toward darkness. Enoch looked closely and realized something extraordinary. He could see threads connecting Earth to these scales, threads of energy flowing from every life, from every choice, from every moment. He saw kings and beggars alike, children and elders, all connected, all influencing the cosmic balance. The angel continued, "This is why men must live consciously. Every thought, every deed, every word echoes in eternity. Justice is not vengeance, it is alignment with the divine order. Mercy is not weakness, it is the extension of the Creator's love to all." Enoch pondered deeply. He understood that heaven is not a distant tribunal, but a mirror reflecting the integrity of every soul. To live righteously is to ascend in spirit. To act with conscience is to align with the eternal balance. Then the angel led him to a place beyond the scales, a chamber filled with radiant beings, some in sorrow, some in serenity. These were souls in judgment, their fate not yet fixed, their hearts still capable of choosing light over darkness. "Do they fear?" Enoch asked. "Some do," said the angel, "but fear is not the teacher here. Understanding, awakening, and repentance are. Even the fallen have a chance to realign. The fifth heaven is not punishment, it is revelation." Enoch's spirit shivered with awe. He realized the profound truth that judgment is not wrath, but a reflection of divine clarity, a mirror for the soul to see its own reality. As he prepared to ascend further, he glimpsed the light of the sixth heaven above, brighter than any star, radiating wisdom, love, and divine authority. The angel said, "You have witnessed the chamber of justice. Remember it, Enoch, for every soul you will encounter on earth carries these threads within. Teach men that righteousness is not imposed. It is recognized by the heart that listens to the voice of God." With that, Enoch was lifted higher toward the sixth heaven, where the mysteries of divine knowledge and hidden wisdom await. As Enoch rose beyond the solemn courts of the fifth heaven, he entered a realm where light was dense yet gentle, where every movement whispered secrets older than creation itself. This was the sixth heaven, the domain of hidden knowledge, the treasury of divine wisdom, where the mysteries of the universe are stored not for the unready, but for the soul prepared to awaken. The angel guiding him spoke softly, "Behold, Enoch, here lies the knowledge of all things, past, present, and yet to come. Every secret of the heavens, every lore of the stars, every truth hidden from mortal eyes is kept here, but not all may understand it. Only the soul who walks in purity and faith may grasp it." Enoch gazed in wonder. He saw enormous vaults of light, each containing scrolls, crystals, and glowing orbs. Some held the cycles of the stars, others contained the destinies of nations, and some revealed the hidden patterns of human hearts. He asked the angel, "Who may enter this place? Who may learn these secrets?" The angel's face radiated gentle gravity. "Only those chosen by the Most High, Enoch. Those whose hearts are free from pride, whose minds seek truth, not power. Knowledge is a gift, but wisdom is the soul's reward. Those who seek only to dominate or exploit will be repelled." Enoch approached one of the glowing orbs. As he touched it, visions flowed into his consciousness, not with words, but with understanding. He saw the birth of stars, the flow of energy across the cosmos, and the hidden threads that connect every soul, every planet, every action. The angel explained, "This is the treasury of secrets, Enoch. Here you may see not only what was, but also what may come to pass. The choices of men, the rise and fall of kingdoms, the consequences of every intention, all are recorded here." Enoch's heart raced. He realized that what men call chance, luck, or fate is nothing more than patterns hewn in divine wisdom. Every decision, every thought, every silent prayer echoes across eternity, shaping the unseen realms. Then the angel revealed another chamber within the sixth heaven, a place where angels of wisdom gathered, beings whose eyes shone like galaxies, whose voices spoke in harmonies beyond sound. "These are the ministers of insight," said the angel. "They guide souls who seek understanding. They illuminate paths and reveal the hidden meaning of life to those ready to receive it." Enoch observed their work in awe. He saw them guiding human souls, whispering intuition, nudging hearts toward revelation, illuminating minds in ways invisible to the physical world. The angel then spoke with gravity. "Understand this, Enoch. Wisdom is not the accumulation of facts, but the recognition of divine order in all things. Knowledge without humility blinds, wisdom awakens." Enoch reflected deeply. He understood that the sixth heaven was a mirror, that the secrets of the universe are accessible only to those who cultivate inner purity, reflection, and reverence. Suddenly, visions of the earth appeared before him, cities, mountains, rivers, and people, all moving like threads in a vast tapestry. The angel said, "Every soul has the capacity to access this knowledge. Every mind can awaken to the divine order. But most remain asleep, distracted by desires and fears. The treasury waits for those who truly seek." Enoch's spirit quivered with awe and humility. He understood that the purpose of divine wisdom is not dominion, but alignment. It is not to rule others, but to awaken the self, and through that awakening, illuminate the world. Finally, the angel placed a hand upon Enoch's shoulder. "You have glimpsed the secrets, Enoch. Remember them, for you will return to earth to teach. Guide those who listen, awaken those who sleep, and show humanity that wisdom is not far. It is within the reach of every prepared heart." With that blessing, Enoch was lifted higher still, toward the seventh heaven, where the dwellings of the most exalted angels await, and where the purest light of the Creator shines without veil. When Enoch ascended beyond the sixth heaven, his spirit trembled, for before him unfolded a light so pure, so boundless, that even eternity bowed in silence. This was the seventh heaven, the dwelling of the highest, the chamber of creation's breath, the home of the eternal light, where beginning and end dissolve into one sacred presence. The angel who had walked beside him now stopped. His radiant face grew still. "Beyond this veil, Enoch," he said, "is the throne of the Most High. No mortal, no angel, no being has seen his face and remained unchanged. You will not walk here, you will be carried." And in that moment, Enoch was lifted, not by wings, not by force, but by the pull of divine love. He rose through waves of golden light. Every pulse of energy sang with sacred harmony. Every vibration whispered the same eternal word, "I am." Then Enoch saw it, a throne of immeasurable brilliance, blazing with colors beyond human perception. Around it flowed rivers of light, and from them rose living flames, seraphim, cherubim, and archangels, singing praises that shook the pillars of existence. Their song had no beginning, no end. It was the sound of creation itself. And then, silence. A silence so vast it consumed all sound, all thought, all form. Out of that silence came a voice, gentle yet infinite. "Enoch, my son." Every particle of Enoch's being bowed in reverence. He could not lift his eyes, he could only listen. "You have seen the heights of heaven, the balance of justice, the treasury of wisdom, and the order of creation. Now I shall show you the purpose of all these things." The throne pulsed with living light, and before Enoch appeared visions, the earth, its people, their struggles and triumphs. He saw love and hatred, faith and doubt. He saw birth and death. He saw light hidden in the heart of every being. "Behold," said the voice, "I am within them all. Not above, not distant, but within. Heaven is not far. It begins where love begins. The kingdom you seek is not beyond the stars. It is born inside every awakened soul. Enoch wept, overwhelmed by divine truth. He understood that the journey through the heavens was not only an ascent outward, but a revelation inward, a return to the divine spark within himself. "What shall I tell mankind, Lord?" Enoch asked, trembling. The voice replied, "Tell them to walk in awareness, to live with love, to see with the eyes of the soul. The heavens they seek are not separate, they are reflections of their own becoming. Tell them the fall of angels was not the end, but the reminder that free will is sacred, that judgment is not punishment, but restoration to the divine order. Tell them, Enoch, every breath, every thought, every act of kindness lifts the soul higher into these heavens, and every act of cruelty dims their light, but the door to me remains open." As the voice faded, Enoch felt himself being drawn downward, through the layers of heaven, through light and silence, back toward the earth. He did not fall. He descended in peace. Each heaven he passed through now felt different. The angels bowed, the watchers saluted, and the scales of justice shimmered with approval. When he reached the earth again, his body was still, but his soul was radiant. He had been transformed. He looked upon the sky and whispered, "The heavens are many, but the path is one, the path of awakening." From that day forward, Enoch taught what he had seen, that wisdom begins with humility, that heaven lives within consciousness, and that every soul is a reflection of divine light waiting to remember its source. And when his time on earth was complete, he was taken, not in death, but in ascension. For the scriptures say, "And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him." The journey of Enoch is not a myth. It is a mirror for every soul seeking meaning, light, and purpose. The 10 heavens are not above, they are within you. The more you live with awareness, the more you ascend.